These groups were, in some cases, highly specialized. They were impacting the environment and they were adapting and living closely with nature. In North America, there were about 10 million Native Americans living in this time period before colonization. About 240 different language groups. There are general regions that we're going to take a look at. The first is in the Southwest. Typically, they grow maize, or today we'd call it corn. The most famous of these groups is the Anasazi. They typically were found in the Four Corners regions where Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah have their modern boundaries. They were cliff dwellers. They lived in adobes on the cliffs. Adobes are mud-baked bricks. Interestingly about the Anasazi is they didn't really have a rigid class structure system, so priests and warriors did the same work as regular commoners. Around the 13th century, the Anasazi disappeared, probably because of drought and neighbors. In the Northwest, modern-day Washington, Oregon, that territory, very fertile, plenty of food, lots of fish and deer. They were therefore much more socially dense, larger population. They had larger population centers. Developed intricate religious systems and very intricate carving and woodworking skills. Because of the populations, these social groups tended to have a bit more of a rigid structure in their classes, typically three classes: the slave class, the commoner class, and the chief class. Moving a little bit west, we have the Great Plains societies. These groups tended to be nomadic hunters, living off the buffalo, following the buffalo, and picking up whatever fruits and vegetables they could find along the way. These are probably some of the more famous groups: the Arapaho, the Cheyenne, the Apache, the Sioux, a few others. In the Midwest, modern-day Midwest, we have the Mississippians. These were the famous mound builders, the Hopewells. They built mounds, some of them up to a quarter-mile long, typically in a snake-like fashion. Excavations of these sites actually started under Thomas Jefferson, revealed a very complicated society. Typically, they were farmers. They grew corn, squash, beans, even tobacco. They also specialized in labor. Each person had a particular job that they did. They're going to be replaced around 800 BC. About 800 CE, the Common Era, by the Mississippians. Very similar in their agricultural products. Larger town centers, however. In the case example of Cahokia, which is in southwest Illinois, shows just how much impact they could have on the environment. The town largely dies off because, at least the theory is, that they deforested the surrounding area, which took away the flood protection and largely caused a lot of environmental problems.